On my vision board is a picture of a glass of water, and it's filled to the brim and overflowing. And as that glass of water is overflowing, there is a source of pure, clean water coming into it from somewhere else. Now, why do I have this picture on my vision board? This represents to me abundance. It's a feeling of my cup being overflowing, full to the top and overflowing, and more coming in. There is something called an abundance mindset, and there is something called a scarcity mindset. And I was raised in a scarcity mindset. Most of us are in this mindset and we're asleep to it. And several years ago, when I became aware of how I was operating and how it would change and affect me to switch over to an abundance mindset, I made a choice that I wanted to do everything I could to cultivate an abundance mindset in my life and to live in that. And obviously, it's like a muscle. The more you practice something, the more natural and integrated it becomes into you. So I want to share that with you today because I know how much value, joy, success, love this has brought into my life, and I would love to be able to at least make you aware of it, and then give you a couple tips on what you could do to start to cultivate this for yourself. So the first thing is just learning a little bit, what's the difference between abundance and scarcity? Scarcity in our society looks very much like you are not enough, you don't have enough, there won't be enough. Others are a competition because there's so many limited resources, we have to compete with others to get them. That's what scarcity feels like. And it's probably back from our caveman days when we were maybe scrapping for resources. And it's part of the brain that we can actually access and control if we choose to, once we're aware of it. Now, scarcity is something that unfortunately is seeped deeply into our culture that because of the way marketing works, where we have to create a feeling that we don't have enough, we're not pretty enough, thin enough, smart enough, attractive enough, successful enough, wealthy enough. And so then there can be a product that's offered or a service that's offered in order to help us be enough, right? So this is kind of just waking you up to the fact this is everywhere. And so to fight against this or to choose an abundance mindset is actually completely countercultural, and it goes against the way our caveman brains are wired, like our reptilian brains are wired back then. So making you aware of this now. When you are in abundance, you realize that there is plenty and that you have all that you need for the moment that you're in. Doesn't mean that we're not focused on growing or investing in ourselves as people, but it is carrying around that feeling that I am enough and you are enough. When we are in a place of abundance, we can celebrate other people's wins, their promotions, their successes, their new relationship, their new baby, whatever it is. We can celebrate. There's no jealousy because there's enough for everyone. You're going to win and I'm going to win. We're both going to win. And we can help each other find a way to win together. When you're in a scarcity mindset, everybody's a competition and we feel jealous that someone else, got more money or has a better relationship or has X, Y, and Z because there's not enough of that to go around and we might not have that. So they're our competition then and we can't feel happy for them. I could break down a lot of different areas where scarcity versus abundance shows up, and I'll actually post a chart below just to help you kind of see more of the differences. I just want to bring a little bit of awareness to it. And then how do we start to condition ourselves out of this? The first thing, which I say in many of my videos, is it's really important who you're around and who is fostering your thoughts and feelings. So if you're around people who tend to look at others as competition and life is win-lose and tend to be pessimistic and tend to not see enough or not feel that they're enough or that things around them are not enough, that is definitely going to be tough. You want to be around people who also want to grow into an abundance mindset or who walk around carrying this sense of like, there's more for everybody, there's enough for everybody, life is abundant. Get around those kind of people because it's definitely going to affect your ability to have that mindset or not. And again, if you don't have any people like that in your life, start listening to that. Like put podcasts on or read books or things like that. And the first place I got exposed to this concept was for Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's where I first was introduced and then kind of grew as I learned from other teachers and experts in that area. So the people that you're around, number 1. And then number 2, this is important, is gratitude. Gratitude will always bring you back to a focus on what you have right now. That's amazing. So if you're feeling small in yourself, if you're feeling like you're not enough, you're not capable enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not educated enough, whatever, and you focus back on yourself and all the things that are great about you, or maybe you're not, maybe in life you're feeling like there's not enough time, money, energy, whatever, and you start to focus back on what you already have, that's amazing. Fostering gratitude for what you have right now and for who you are right now is the number one place to start creating an abundance mindset. And with gratitude, a great place to start is with writing it in a journal. When you write it, you have to make sure that you're not just writing sentences like, I'm grateful for my kids, I'm grateful for my spouse, I'm grateful for my job, I'm grateful for my house, but that you're actually connecting to the feeling of what that feels like. To, like, if that was lost, like how much would you miss it? That can actually kind of activate that feeling of, gosh, I'm so grateful that it's there. Sadly, a lot of people walk through life and don't realize how many amazing people and things they have in their life until they're gone. So if you right now can just feel so grateful for everything you have in your life that you love, from the smallest things down to maybe a shirt in your closet to a huge thing like, you know, your kids and your family, like, when you focus on gratitude, that is a great way to start shifting you out of a scarcity, I don't have enough, to an abundance of, wow, look at all that I have, that's amazing. And again, a note, being grateful and being present and focused on what you have doesn't mean that we don't want to keep investing in ourselves and growing. It just means that right now we're recognizing what's already great. And a third thing that can really help to build and foster an abundance mindset is to always look for a win-win. When you're in scarcity, everything looks like a win-loss. Like, well, if that person gets what they want, then I'm screwed. Or if that person gets ahead, then I don't. Or, I have to take a loss, or they have to take a loss, and I got it, and they didn't. But when you're in abundance mindset, everything you can start to look at as win-win, like, oh, wow, well, look what I'm getting out of this, and look what they're getting out of this. That feels so much better. So when you're looking at any situation, whether you're negotiating something at work, something with your spouse, something with your kids, with your friends, look for ways that you both can win. And that helps to build that great feeling of like, there's enough for everybody. Like, we're all going to come out of this better, rather than just looking at ways that maybe you're compromising or you're losing or win-loss, that sort of thing. So the takeaway for today is to, first of all, just be aware that there are two mindsets. There are two choices that you have. As soon as you become aware, it gives you the chance to choose and puts you in the driver's seat. So there's scarcity, there's abundance. If you haven't been aware of it before this, listening to this, you probably have been conditioned in a scarcity mindset. And now I'm bringing to your attention that there's some other way to think, move, be, feel. You can always look up more. I'm going to post a chart below that kind of shows more of the differences between the two. And the reason I have this on my vision board is because once you start to operate in this feeling of overflowing and more coming in, it is life altering. It feels amazing. It opens opportunities to you. It allows you to give your best self in every situation, because I can give as much energy as I want because I know how to refill that. I can give as much love as I want because I know I have an abundance to overflowing. I can give as much time as I want. All those things, even with money, I'm not limited. If I want more money, I can go make more money. So in any situation, it just allows you to feel like, to rest and to breathe into it and to feel confident and secure that there's more out there. So I hope that this is enlightening for you. Leave a comment, ask me any questions. Let me know where you're at in scarcity versus abundance. And I hope you have a fantastic day.